Stick talk. 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 Stick talk.
And hockey. Yes, sir.
Welcome back, everyone. This is episode 24, Stick Talk Hockey. I'm your host, Tiko. This is my co-host.
I'm yours truly.
And the playoffs are here.
Thank God. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
Oh, it's a blessing.
It's beautiful.
Birds are chirping.
Yes.
Sun's up at 6.
Yep. We got the Boston and Florida game 3 on right now. And also there's the Carolina and the Islanders are also in game 3 right now. We're recording on that live. And yeah, it's been a fun week so far.
Oh, absolutely. Man, my takes aged horribly.
Well, they always do.
Thanks. But yeah.
No, I don't mean yours. I mean just like everyone's bracket's already screwed. That's the way it goes.
It's the tale of the playoffs.
Everyone that picked Boston in 4 is already out.
Yeah. Whoops. I think that was me.
You took the Oilers in 4. That was out within 6 hours of me posting the episode.
Yeah, that one didn't hurt at all. I was actually stewing after day 1 of the playoffs. It's like, man, I don't know why I buy into Canadian teams. Every year I have zero respect and zero hope and a bag full of doubt for them. And their media just gets blasted all across my TV by Sportsnet for 10 days straight going, this is the year. Look at these pieces. This is the year. Look at this track record, though. Look at the head-to-head. And I go, you know what? You're right.
It's going to happen.
It could be the year. It's never the year.
No, it's never the year. Speaking of not the year, let's go into our first series. Let's talk about the Devils and the Rangers. The Rangers are up 2-0 and have won both games 5-1. Ouch.
Ouch is right.
Yeah, after the first game, you see 5-1 and you can't really care too much about blowouts. It always just counts as one, right? It's one win or one loss on the score sheet. That's all it is. I felt the same way about Tampa and Boston or Tampa and Toronto, but to lose both of them by 4 goals, ouch.
Yeah, I mean, not only to lose both of them by 4 goals, but to lose both of them in the exact same fashion and not learn a damn thing between days.
Yeah.
It's a really tough look, especially I know we were really rough on Lindy at 2 games into the season. We had the fire Lindy chance going, and I don't want to be the one to start him again. But who the hell scratches Jonas Siegenthaler in game 2? That is by far and bar none our best defensive player for shutdown the entire year. He outstepped Graves. He made Damon Severson look like an AHL player. If Dougie Hamilton wasn't on this team, he would have been the singing praise for the entire defensive core.
Right.
And that's with John Marino joining too. These are great defensive players, and this guy played way over his head. It is a great reclamation project for the Devils.
Yeah.
And Lindy just scratched him to throw in Brandon Smith.
Yeah, that didn't go very well for him.
No, of course not. Brandon Smith took a penalty in the first 20 minutes of the game. It was a stupid penalty. He threw an elbow to the head right off the face-off. It's what are you doing? We brought you in for toughness, not to be an idiot.
Well, it's a fine line, right?
It always is, but just frustrating.
Yeah, it's too early to be on the fire Lindy chance for me. However, he looks like he's in over his head right now. The whole team does.
The whole team looks in over their head because the whole team, they had 6 players playing in their first playoff game in day 1.
Yep.
Or in game 1, sorry.
Yeah.
Half of this core isn't tested. The core that is tested, they played meaningless games, to put it lightly.
Yeah.
That was a 5-1 bashing by Tampa.
Right.
So you're not looking at much of a tenured and qualified core anywhere.
No. I mean, and even you look at the guys you brought in. I mean, Plot is kind of your one, right?
But he needs to be, but he's not doing much.
Yeah, and Timo Meier, I mean, he's spent the last how many years withering in San Jose. They haven't played a lot of meaningful hockey.
No, and I mean, I will say this, though. Timo Meier was the one that got it going in game 2 for the Devils. He was out there throwing big hits, using the big body right away. He was getting in the goalie's face. He was pushing players away from his goalie, which is something I need to touch on.
Yeah.
For the love of God, every junior that's watching this right now.
Oh, Don Cherry moment from Trill coming.
When the play stops, the play does not stop for you. There is a whole other game going on. It's mental. When you let a forward walk from the top of the slot to the top of the crease after shooting and then stare down your goalie without even getting in his grill, getting in his kitchen, throwing a cross check, putting him in a headlock, you have to take a penalty, but get him out of there. The blue paint is sacred. That is your church. You're going to let this guy just walk in there and spit on the floor? No, I don't think so. But you have two defensemen standing beside their posts watching this guy get in Vanecek's crease over and over and over again. You lost the game before you even started playing because you never showed up to play. You're acting like a bunch of...
Yeah, fair enough.
Like, age truly doesn't matter. I'll say it right now. Experience is what matters because experience teaches you a bad attitude.
Right.
Nice guys don't win the playoffs.
Yeah.
Did Crosby did Crosby have a demon era when he won those cups?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. He was spiking guys' heads through the ice off face-off draws.
Yeah.
He was in his prove something era. Like Malkin was in his prove something era. You had all these guys, Ovechkin, prove something era. He had nothing but bad blood.
Right.
Like
I think like you're fine to have those guys though. Like you're fine to have your Patrice Bergerons, but yeah, you can't have a full lineup of them.
No, you can't have a bunch of nice guys. And when you have all of your quote unquote enforcers or bad guys not doing their job and just kind of standing around looking pretty, or taking penalties, Miles Wood.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Of course you're going to have trouble. You're looking at a team that has the best power play in the playoffs right now at 40%. Chris Kreider has 4 goals, 3 of them on the power play, 3 of them redirections, and surprise, surprise, he's standing outside the crease untouched.
Yeah.
Which is what we just talked about.
The special teams battle has been huge. I mean, you look at the Devils, they had 4 power plays, 0 shots on 4 power plays. And then you contrast that with the Rangers power play. That's been such a huge part of this series so far. And I mean, you look at the Devils, and obviously it's been a lot of talk so far about how they're not performing. But you got to give the Rangers some credit here. I mean, Adam Fox.
Oh, full credit. They're
4
playing
assists in game 1.
They're playing north-south like the ice is a mountain.
Yeah.
That thing is tilted right now.
Yeah, Kreider.
Yeah, they're making. I'm actually kind of impressed with some of the plays they have drawn up. They're making drop passes from the blue line back to their blue line to have Kane come through the neutral zone at like 100 clicks. Hello,
dude. And has he ever gotten going?
Dude, he looks like he wants that cup.
Whew.
And you know what? It's just the attitude. Like you either come ready to play or you come ready to get pushed around. The Rangers came ready to play.
Yeah.
The Devils came ready to get pushed around, unfortunately. No one's put their heels in the dirt once besides Meier. And he's the newest guy on the team. So make that make sense.
Yeah. I can't.
Exactly. And you have Miles Wood, who's supposed to be the big dirty enforcer who went to arbitration for what, like 3.4 mil? Dude, you aren't playing like a $3.4 million player. At this rate, you're a healthy scratch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like this is a joke.
This is a bit of a joke so far. This has been the most lopsided series so far.
Absolutely.
It's really tough to see. Hopefully you guys can steal a couple in New York here and really get your game going.
Man, I hope so. Watching all those Rangers fans give a standing ovation to the Rangers on away ice, that pissed me off in a different way. Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, we had 2 fights in the second game, but that's still not enough. Like, of course, McLeod's going to fight. That's like all he's here for is face-offs and fights, so go figure.
Yeah.
But, like, even then, like, it's not enough. It's not enough if no one's buying in.
No, it's not. Like, I mean, yeah, there's fights at the end of blowouts to try and send the message and whatnot, but that's not how you really start rivalries, in my opinion.
No, not at all. And it's not how you send a message into the next game. You just look butthurt.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, yeah, and you look at the Devils game, how they played for 82, and they're running into the end boards. They're dumping, they're chasing, and you have Mercer, you have McLeod, you have Tatar, Haula. One of those guys is always the first man in, and they're throwing a hit. And they have not done that.
Yeah.
Not at all.
All right, let's move on to the Leafs series here. Leafs and Tampa Bay.
Banger of a series.
Banger of a series. That first game obviously was a blowout for Tampa Bay, 7-3 the final there. And then game 2 is a blowout the other way, 7-2 for Toronto. And just heat on both ends. I mean, Leafs Nation was in collapse mode after game 1. It was hilarious.
Oh, entirely.
They got booed off the ice after 20 minutes in game 1.
And then 40.
And then 40. Oh, it was just awesome to watch. It made my heart feel full to watch them collapse, even though I picked the Leafs in 6 and I actually do want them to win. And man, did they ever respond.
Oh, absolutely. And this is the pushback I'm talking about.
Yep.
There's a decision that was made by the entire team that it was not going to go down like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And everyone from the top down was playing rough.
Dude, honestly, like this era of Leafs team, you know, like Matthews, Marner, Tavares, Nylander, like this core of Leafs team, that might be the best game I've seen this core play.
I was going to say that too. You have Tavares putting in 3, Marner putting in 2, Austin Reese with the odd one. Morgan Rielly has, was it 4 assists that game? Set a new Leaf record.
Yeah.
Or tied a Leaf record for assists in the playoffs in a single game. That's, I hate to be that guy that's like, I saw it coming, but like I tuned into that very early in the intermission on the Devils game.
Yeah.
And all I could do was watch Morgan Rielly. That guy is humming.
Oh, is he ever? Yeah.
Like just comparing him to how he played last year in the playoffs to this year, his awareness is different.
Yeah.
Like he's no longer that guy that feels he has to make a play. He's a guy that knows he can make a play if he needs to, but he knows where he needs to make it.
Right.
He's choosing the right option. It's not always the flashy one, but it's always the right one.
And that's so important.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like that's the experience that also just is so essential coming into this. Like
100%.
Being like, I could make the hard play and it could set us up for a goal, or I could make the safe play, get to neutral zone, and we can build from there.
Right.
It's like, yeah, you know, sometimes that's fine. Off the glass and out, it's fine.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And this series has some guys playing their role, dude.
Oh, for sure.
Shen looks great.
Dude, that fight was a banger.
It was a banger. Jeannot as well. Yeah, you said talk about a guy that's filling the role, and what a pickup. He's been that dude for them.
Yeah, well, that's a guy that understands exactly where his place is, exactly what he needs to do, and more so than anything, he's not afraid to do it.
Yeah.
He'll find the biggest guy on the ice and he'll fight him. He lost, but he fought him.
Right.
I mean, also good
That's fine.
Yeah, and great on Shen, great on the Leafs for, like, this is exactly what I was talking about on Deadline when they picked up Shen. I was like, that's a great pickup. That's the grit and the toughness they needed to stand up for those guys when things start to get out of hand.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Like, look at him absolutely unloading here. Oh my God. Forehand, gets him with the uppercut. Like, yeah, this was a great tilt through and through. Honestly,
yeah.
Could call it a draw if you wanted.
Yeah, definitely.
Jeannot definitely made a very nice pushback at the end there, but he ate some real stiff lefts coming off of that.
Yeah. One thing we should probably bring up, just because it's been a pretty hot topic, is the Wes McCauley thing.
Yeah, spare me.
Wes McCauley, referee that refereed in game 1, knows Sheldon Keefe. I suppose Sheldon Keefe had an agent, David Frost, who was convicted of some sexual assault, misconduct, things like that. And Sheldon Keefe testified against him. David Frost is Wes McCauley's brother-in-law.
Yes.
So.
And they're close enough to the point where David Frost now goes by David McCauley, allegedly.
Okay.
He tried to come back and coach
under a different name
using Wes McCauley's surname instead of his own.
Yeah.
Which makes it a little bit more distasteful, I feel, but nevertheless, like I feel like this is more just coincidence that you keep losing with the same ref. Like,
well, okay, so yeah, there was a graphic that started circulating. We'll post the graphic, and it's of the Toronto Maple Leafs playoff record under Wes McCauley, and it's the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games that are all losses for Toronto. That might make you go, right? For me, when I first saw that, that made me go,
Yeah, it's a little bit of a
However, there's a couple things here. First of all, like the last 5 games Toronto played that were reffed by Wes McCauley this year were all Toronto wins. And 2 of the games on this list, Sheldon Keefe was not the head coach. This goes back to 2017.
No, yeah.
Those are Babcock days, baby.
Yeah, 17, 18.
Yeah. Also, the Leafs have, like, there's some game 7s on here. That game 7 versus Tampa in 22. Do you remember how the Leafs looked in that game? Do you guys remember?
Not good.
Yeah. You could have given them a ref that actually had money on the Leafs, and they probably would have lost that game.
Absolutely. I was looking at a lot of these scores even, and it's like 7-4 loss, 6-4 loss, 5-1 loss.
The game 7 Boston. Loss. The Boston game 7 in 2019. Y'all remember that?
Yeah, you lost that one. You didn't.
That
wasn't stolen. You lost.
Now I'll cut you some slack and say, sure. If the NHL probably should have just not had Wes McCauley ref those games, just to take the conversation away entirely. There's lots of refs. There's clearly a connection between those 2 guys. Just for the sake of eliminating us talking about this right now, why not have another ref there? Sure.
I mean, the NHL's never been one to do due diligence, so.
Exactly. Yeah, the NHL sucks. We know that. But also, come on, bro.
Yeah, I don't buy it. I don't believe it for 1 second. Wes McCauley's one of the best refs we have in the league.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, he's a fan favorite. I so highly doubt that there's anything that could possibly feed into this. Like, he's not going to go and tank his career and his well-standing with the league for a vendetta for his brother-in-law against a coach he had connections with 20 years ago.
Exactly. And I mean, with Wes McCauley, I mean, we all know his antics on the ice. You know, he does he's a showman through and through, right? He does the, like, 5 minutes each for fighting and stuff like that, which is awesome. Love that. But even when you listen to this guy off the ice, he's a guy with integrity for the job, for sure. He loves being a ref. He loves the work that he does. I don't think there's any biases going in there.
No, I don't think so. And, like, the 1-goal games, there's 3 1-goal games on that chart. And, like, those ones, yeah, maybe you could write it off to, like, okay, you were costed by a bad call.
Mm-hmm.
But the rest of them are blowouts. You're, like, losing by 3 goals. So unless you're telling me that your penalty kill is complete trash, that's still a great reason to lose.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Like, if he called 3 calls and then you got scored on all 3 of those calls and then lost by 3, that's still your fault.
Yeah.
If you lost by 1 and you killed 2 of them, I might give you something.
Right.
But I'm not. Not at all.
So that series, I'm excited to see where that goes.
It made me look like a joke. Well, this one's going to be a real close series. Nothing but 1-goal differentials the entire way through.
Both of them have been blowouts.
God damn.
No.
Yeah.
That's okay. All of our brackets are completely screwed. It's fine.
Yeah, I threw in that spice for the crowd. And
Yeah.
got hit with a little bam.
Another one going into the next series. Another great take by Trill here. Oilers and Kings. Mr. Oilers in 4 over here. How you feeling?
Nah, womp womp.
Womp womp.
Yeah, I don't feel great about that one.
You know, I'm actually feeling great about that one because the Kings looked awesome in game 1. They actually looked good in both games, but this series, I do think, like, game 1 proved to me, this is the Oilers series to lose. They didn't look like themselves yet. They looked like they got away a little bit from what makes them such a powerhouse in the regular season. And as they get going, it's just going to get harder for LA.
Oh, for sure. The structure was definitely lacking on the power play. Everyone was trying to find their footing, figure out how far you can go. That's also a big thing with, like, a lot of these, like, first, second games is you're kind of testing the water and seeing how far you can push it, what's allowed, what's not. You know, like, you might give up a loose puck battle in front of the net because you're not sure if you're going to take the cross check if you bury the guy to get to it or not, right?
Yeah.
Like, fair is fair.
I'm gonna shoot LA some credit here too, because I mean, they had to win game 1. They had to, in a game where they held McDavid to 0 points.
Yep.
When you hold him to 0 points, you need to win the game.
I will say this, they ground that game out too. Like, they looked like dog water in the third. They looked disorganized. They managed to string something together on the power play in the overtime, and that was what made the difference. But they were a little lucky to walk away with that one still.
Absolutely, yeah. And well, I mean, and even late in the game to tie it with 16 seconds left. Like they were lucky to be there. And that's what I mean, right? Like this series is only going to get harder for LA. They're not going to be able to get through those efforts.
Oh, definitely. And honestly, a big part of the Oilers and what's going to be a detriment to them is the mental toughness that I always feel like I keep talking about. But watching a player come out of the box as soon as the goal is scored in overtime and skating right up to the ref and shouting in his face, "This is all your fault."
Ouch.
That's a little childish, bro. Get off the ice.
It was a tough scene. It was a tough scene at the end of that game between that and the fans throwing shit on the ice.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's game one.
It's game one. It's game one. What are you doing?
In a 3-2 game.
Yeah. It was a rough scene. It was a rough scene in Edmonton.
Jerseys flying, cups,
full beers.
Yeah. Like, grow up.
Yeah, that was really, really tough. And also, though, I'm going to give a shout out to Philip Deneau because I don't know if there's any other player that's shut down McDavid the way he has.
Nope. No. Yeah, I will absolutely match you on that because the track record, even dating back to last year.
Yeah.
It's hard to argue with now.
It really is, man. Philip Deneau, what a player, what a pickup for them. Yeah.
I love this guy back when he was in Montreal. Like.
How can you not?
He was getting shit on so heavily back there too. Like everyone's like, "Oh, what a plug! He's gonna be a third, fourth liner his entire life. Like it's not gonna amount to anything."
Guy's a beauty.
He's a beauty.
Yeah,
he's awesome. The team loves him, and he's a fantastic 200-foot player.
100%. Yeah, he is.
Like I find myself more often than not commending him for the play he does in his defensive zone, and that's
right.
That's not very common, at least in this season. The way that this whole season has gone.
Yeah.
It's been a very offensively dominated season. There's not too many times that forwards have come back and made you go, wow. That was a really, really educated play you did there. But
yeah.
I feel like he does that every time he's out there.
Every time.
I want to actually touch on this really quick too, because I'm so sick of this goddamn trend. Stop throwing shit on the ice.
Yeah.
You're going to ruin the game. Because you know what? Logic would hold that if shit keeps getting thrown on the ice, they're going to extend those stupid ass nets all the way around the whole fucking thing. And it's going to be your fucking fault that we can't watch good hockey anymore because we're all looking through a goddamn net like we're watching the MLB. You know why the MLB sucks? Many reasons, but the nets also suck.
You know, that's a really good point.
I'm sick of it. It's like every single person, like they're going to be the reason.
I feel like it's happening a lot more this year too.
It is. And it's a trend I want to see stop.
Amen. Amen. Grow up. I know you're at a playoff game. You've had a few too many. You're getting a little rowdy. Go fight someone in the parking lot like a normal person.
Yeah, or like, I don't know, just
I'm kidding. Don't do that. Kids, don't do that.
Just go home and think about your life. And
yeah, there you go. Just drive home.
Just go home. Life. You're not playing. Go home.
Okay.
Why you have to be mad? It's just a game.
It's just a game.
It's just game one.
Okay, a series... next series up, Minnesota-Dallas.
Banger
Series so far.
Man, that first game was nuts, eh?
Heavy game.
Almost triple overtime.
Yep.
Oh.
It became a little bit of a slog late in OT, as those games always do. The guys are exhausted out there. But man, was it heavy.
I'm surprised they didn't lose control of that game.
After cutting down Dumba's penalty to 2 minutes?
Yeah. Because if I was on the Wild bench, that would have been war. I would have been seeing red.
On the Stars
bench? On the Stars bench, yeah, sorry. Like, I would have been livid. I would lose my mind here. Like, yeah, regardless of how you feel about it or not, if that's your guy, that's one of your star players. Like,
you're riled up.
Yeah, you're going for blood.
100%.
So I'm surprised that they didn't lose control of this game and that it actually settled itself down so fast.
Me too. Yeah.
I think that they're fortunate that it was such a low scoring game at the time because I think if there was that 2-goal differential either way,
could have gotten bad real quick.
It would have gotten way worse.
And hey, just want to give a shout out to Pavelski. We've had he's had some really hard times with head injury stuff, and seeing him get off the ice looking that wobbly and that out of shape, it was a tough scene to see. And hope you're all right, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I want nothing but the best for this guy. He's just such a solid dude through and through. It's always been the character of teams, and just to watch him get dumped on his head yet again, like, and in a very, very trying state, getting off the ice, like he was not there. It's hard to see at this point. Like,
yeah, it's really hard to see.
It could be his career if we're being entirely realistic.
Hopefully, it's not.
I really hope it isn't. But if we're being realistic, like, that's a brutal hit. It's a brutal landing.
Yeah.
Immediately, I thought of the Sharks game when I saw this. Sharks
100%.
Like
100%. And it was a little bit of it was interesting to see. Then they do the 5-minute major and then the review, which is a rule that was put in because of that Sharks hit.
Yeah. Which is right. I think they did the right thing.
I agree with that. I agree.
Did they come down with the right call? No, I would venture to disagree.
Yeah.
I think that if you had all the time in the world to review this, it's very easy to see that his shoulder does indeed make contact with his head.
It rides up. It definitely rides up. Yeah.
Yeah. And like it or not, it's very cut and dry in the rules right now. Contact to the head is 5 in a game.
It's 5 in a game.
There's no, oh, well, it was a fast player. Oh, well, he moved a little bit. It's literally, did he hit the head? Yes.
I actually think that's like a lot of people are talking about, it's late. That's why it deserves a 2. I don't actually think it's that late.
I don't think it's late. The timing
it's
of
not
the
even
hit,
like a full start. Like, I mean, I know we saw it a million times in super slow-mo. Of course, it took 5 seconds after the puck left his stick in slow-mo, but this game is fast. It's hard. Like, that was not late, in my opinion. But he got up high on him.
No, yeah, he got up high for sure, and he rode through the hit onto his head. But I don't hate this at all. This is the definition of finishing your check in the playoffs. This is playoff hockey.
I agree with that.
Dumbo was a guy who came out and wanted to win. He played with that grit. And unfortunately, it's a game of inches and sometimes millimeters. And he got the wrong end of it. Dumbo's not a mean-spirited guy. He's never trying to hurt someone. No one's ever trying to end some
moron.
Well, he's a moron, but he's not like the guy that's strapping on his skates like Tom Wilson to go and murder someone every game.
Right. Yeah.
You know, like, he does his job and he plays hard, but like, it's a tough splice either way.
Also, why did Fleury start game 2?
Bruh.
Why? I love Marc-Andre Fleury. I really I love Fleury. Gustafsson? That's his name?
Yep.
Gustafsson had such a great game 1.
Oh yeah.
Why?
He's playing unreal.
Why are you switching? I don't even think Fleury had the worst game imaginable. But why did you do that?
It makes no sense. I was looking at a chart of Gustafsson compared to Fleury. I wish I sent it to us so we could have it for comparison. Percentage of saves made across different areas of the ice, and then their comparisons in contrast to the league.
Right.
And Gustafsson was 3rd in the league from right outside of his doorstep, which is like, you don't get reaction time on those. That's pure position.
Right.
Being big and in the right spot.
100%.
And he was like at 92%. Which is unheard of.
It's not bad.
Like, I'm pretty sure Hellebuck had like an 86 in that category, 80, 88.
Okay.
Like, he was high 80s.
Yeah.
This guy's low 90s. Like, he's above what we consider an elite reactionary goaltender in this league.
Fleury. Gotta have Fleury.
And you're going to put in Fleury. Why? Because he's a tenured vet? Like, because he's raised the cup? Why? Like, why? Why
See,
exactly?
like Fleury's a guy that I think it's... Like, I don't think they win this series with Fleury playing every game. However... Like, Fleury's a guy as a tenured vet, sure. If Gustafsson had an awful start, you go to Fleury.
Yeah.
But he didn't.
No, he played great.
Played his ass off.
Yeah. He won you the game. Let's have no doubt about it. The Stars outchanced Minnesota.
Yeah.
Every period in overtime.
Yep.
It was not even close.
This is another one where game 1, when I watched that, and game 2, I thought, okay, yeah, this is the way it's supposed to be.
Yep.
This is going to be a good series. It's going to go the length probably. But Dallas, I don't think Minnesota can halt Dallas's fastball.
Yeah, I think that it's really tough. And I think if they keep playing musical chairs with their goalies, they're going to walk themselves right out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
I think Minnesota can do it. I just think that they need to actually stick to a plan.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, their plan is going to have to be riding the hot goalie, who is Gustafsson.
Yeah.
Like, that guy made, 5 different saves that had you standing up out of your chair through overtime 1 and 2?
Mm-hmm.
Like, even if
What do you want?
Like, maybe he's tired. Maybe he's super tired after that game. Maybe he pulled something. But like, I don't know. If you're a pro, and this is the playoffs, so I don't really think the 5 periods played is enough to take you out of the next game.
No,
you're not LeBron James.
You're not LeBron James.
You don't need that rest day.
Okay, let's go into Vegas and Winnipeg.
The series is to me.
Yeah,
it's better than I thought.
It's better than I thought for sure. I mean, I think if we were to rank the most surprising teams out the gate, Winnipeg would have to be up there. Like, they look like they took the fresh slate thing seriously coming into the playoffs.
Yeah,
they came ready to play in game 1.
Kind of. They had a really slow start to the first period. I don't think that everyone got the same game sheet. Okay. I feel like they might have had a talk in between periods, and they definitely found it in the second.
Yeah.
But that first period, I was sitting there going, yeah, this is a fraudulent team that barely squeaked in and is going to see themselves out just as fast.
That's fair. Yeah. Neither team really impressed me in the first, to be honest.
Yeah. The thing about the Jets is that the Jets will excel, but only if Kyle Connor, Adam Lowry, and Nino Niederreiter show up. Like, this is a team that their top 3 are not going to carry them the way any other team's top 3 is going to.
Yeah, they remind me a little bit of like why I don't believe in the Canucks. This is like a little bit of a side thing, but like people talk about a lot in this market, like, oh well, if Patterson does this and Hughes does this and Demko does this and Miller does this and this guy does this and this guy does this, they'll be in the playoffs. It's like that. Yeah. It's a team that needs everything to go right for them all the time to make the playoffs.
Exactly.
And Winnipeg is kind of that team too.
That's exactly what I was getting at. Yeah. It's like, it's one of those teams where like Josh Morrissey's a defenseman.
Yes.
You shouldn't be counting on him to be scoring you points to win the game.
Right.
Great, he's having an awesome year and he's put up 60. That's phenomenal. I love it. I want nothing but the best for the guy. But if that's your game plan going into this, is just hope Morrissey or Pionk does something at the blue line to open up Scheifele or Wheeler.
Yeah.
That ain't it.
That ain't it, for sure. Shout out to Morgan Barron as well. I mean, hockey guy shit, dude.
Oh, 75 stitches. Hello.
75 stitches after a skate to the face. Came back, finished the game.
Yeah, that's iconic. And shout out Chandler Stevenson for recognizing what happened right away and alerting him to it, because I think Barron was still in shock / had no idea he was even split at first.
Right.
Chandler looked over him and was like, "Oh, bud, like, get out."
Pulled him up. Yeah,
like you got to go.
Yeah, good. Shout out to him for that.
Yeah, that's amazing sportsmanship. Like, even like in the playoffs, you know, like, it's all grit, it's all toughness. But if someone gets hurt, you're gonna take care of that guy.
Yeah,
big community.
How about Mark Stone?
Gotta love it, but abuse the cap more, why don't you?
Oh my, I know, it's such a joke, dude. He's ready for game 1. Oh yeah, wow, that's convenient.
Yeah, shocker.
But now he looks like not like he's back in terms of on the ice. Like, he's now just back.
Yeah. Well, and Vegas was facing some scrutiny about playing him so much in the first game.
Yeah, and
coach came right out and just said, "Hey, he needs his reps."
Yeah, absolutely.
He hasn't been playing. He's gonna skate, and it's not gonna look pretty. But if we're gonna play 16 wins for a cup, he's gonna need to skate now.
100%. You need him firing on all cylinders.
Yep, and it took him 5 periods.
Yep,
but that 6th period,
dude, when he clicked.
Oh God! As soon as that period started, meaningful shift after meaningful shift, gets the primary assist on the Stevenson goal, and then comes back to pot 2 more to seal it.
When I saw that second goal, I thought to myself, this series is over.
Yeah,
like not like I think Vegas is going to just like walk through the rest of the series, but like if you have Mark Stone firing on all cylinders in Vegas, the series is done.
Yeah, that's pretty hard for you to trump when you
Vegas's series to lose at that point.
Absolutely. When you look at their depth chart and then you add in the Mark Stone at full form, which we haven't seen of Mark Stone in full form in quite some time. Like, he looks better than he looked coming off of any other injury since.
Yeah, for sure.
He's had a few, and like He looks good out there.
Yeah. And shout out to Jack Eichel, too, his first ever playoff goal. It's been a long time coming for him to get that playoff goal. So good for him, man.
Yeah, that's got to feel great. Just what a weight off your shoulders.
Yeah.
Phil Kessel, he's playing physical, eh?
Yeah, he is. He's looked really good.
That shocked me.
Yeah.
That shocked me watching Phil throw the body around like that. I was like, what is happening?
He's here to win.
Yeah, someone took away his hot dogs. He got mad.
Hey, man, it happens. Okay. Let's move into Seattle. Seattle, Colorado. That's a tied series. I don't think a lot of people saw Seattle taking that first one.
No, I didn't.
I think that's awesome. Not just for the Kraken themselves. I'm kind of bandwagoning the Kraken, I think. I got my Kraken hat on right now.
We the West. We the Northwest.
We the Northwest, yeah. Hey, man, they're close to us. I like the way this team plays. Their two-way game. A lot of these guys' two-way game on this roster is nice.
Oh, it's very nice.
They're nice with it, man.
Oh, yeah. The vision that these guys have is truly their biggest asset.
Yeah.
I think what really put this team over this year, is the Tolvanen pickup.
Tolvanen is a very nice pickup.
That guy is playing.
Wait, was he picked up this year?
Yeah,
waivers.
He was
yeah,
waived
right,
from Nashville from Poyle before he made a bunch of really good moves. He thought that he wasn't going to clear waivers because everyone seemed to be full on their roster at the beginning of the year. So he made the move quickly, and it wasn't quick enough.
Wasn't quick enough.
No, Seattle said mine. Num 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 num.
And that, my friends, is the value of having cap space.
Absolutely. And yeah, God, these guys just look so good. Speed is Seattle's friend right now.
Yeah.
As experienced, as powerful, as skilled as Colorado is, they're struggling to get to that loose puck in the board battles.
Yeah.
And they're struggling even more to get to it after they lose that battle because it is zipping right tape to tape. Accurate
100%.
Passes, full stride.
McCarr and McKinnon do look as dangerous as ever, though. Oh, my God.
Oh, for sure.
Horrifying.
Rantanen even he looks good.
Oh, yeah.
He's
absolutely.
firing.
Absolutely.
He's going to have a big game one of these games. He's potting too soon.
So I'm cheering for Seattle here. I still think Colorado's going to take this series, but I think it's awesome to see a split going back to Seattle. I think that's great, not just for the players, not just for us as hockey fans, but for Seattle, their organization and their community. Getting some reps here where, game one, you beat the reigning champions on the road. It's coming back now. That's got to generate some hype in the community. And I know that they had some struggles getting off on the right foot because there was a lot of COVID stuff still when they were first getting out. So they had some struggles getting really involved in the community and stuff. So this is awesome for the organization and for the players. Let's go.
Absolutely. I'm so excited for them. And what a resurgence in their goaltending too. I really want to highlight that real quick.
Yeah.
Because they didn't change much.
Nope.
They didn't make a change after last season, and we were all scratching our heads going, whoa, what do you mean?
Yeah.
What do you mean you're not going to do anything, but you're playing with two backup goalies?
Yes.
You were aware of that, right?
Yes.
No, not anymore. Not anymore.
Yeah. Grubauer still scares me, but he's playing.
He's woken up so far.
He's woken up.
Was that 947 for the playoffs this year? Yeah, that's waking up all right.
Man,
hello.
That's waking up, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about this series. I think that this is probably the most exciting series to watch if you're just into good hockey.
That's very fair. Very fair.
If you don't buy into the whole, rivalries or, after whistle exchanges, yada yada yada. I mean, sure, this game has it. It's the playoffs.
Yeah, of course.
But it's just through and through really, really well orchestrated, planned hockey. These two teams are not straying from their playbook. They're both executing it perfectly, and it's just who drew it up better.
Right. 100%.
Who executes this game plan better because they square off great against each other. They match up great against each other. And for the most part, it's a stalemate until someone is special.
Yeah. All right. Boston and Florida.
Love this one.
What's the score on that right now? We should take a look. I have a TV behind us that has the games on usually, but the Sportsnet app doesn't work on it right now, so that's awesome.
Yeah, thanks Roku.
Sportsnet's just legit. 2-0 Boston. Yup. Yeah, Florida stole a game. And they looked good stealing that game.
Yeah.
Did you see Tyler Bertuzzi?
Yes, I did.
Steal and break the stick.
Yeah.
I loved that. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's something.
Yeah. This series is gonna be, I don't know, it's gonna be over.
I would do it.
It's
I can't criticize
move.
it.
It's a great move. I love that move.
I hate it because
such an asshole.
I hate the Bruins. I hate Tyler Bertuzzi, and it was just everything I can't stand. And the Bruins rolled into a 30-second clip. It was like, oh yeah, nice.
I like Tyler Bertuzzi. I'm not gonna lie, even though
I'm actually here to petition the league to step the up.
Okay.
Because letting Tyler Bertuzzi run around the ice with an untaped knob without even the cap in the stick.
Oh yeah, dangerous.
Is dangerous as shit.
Dangerous.
It is like the number one thing we're taught as soon as we start playing is this is how you tape your stick. Always tape the knob. Yeah. Even if it's just a 2-3 wrap. If you don't like a knob, you don't have to have one. Yep. But you have to have something there. Yeah. Because this is straight carbon fiber, composite material. It's sharp as hell. And you will cut someone up real bad. Yeah. It's dangerous for sure. I league should do something about that. Yeah, 100%. I think it should just be standard at this point. Like if we're having the conversation about like implementing full visors and like we've already implemented half visors. Yep. Mandatory. Yep. Now they're talking about implementing full visors potentially in the next 10 years, which I'm not against. I'm fishbowl gang. Sure. I like my teeth. I mean, we just saw 75 stitches go into Baron's face. So. Exactly. There's a great reason right there. Yeah. But just at that, like, do more. Yeah. It's so simple just to be like, I don't know, in my league, if your chin strap comes undone, you have to leave the ice or it's a penalty. Right. If your helmet is not fixed properly, you have to leave the ice. I hope that's not where we go. Yeah. Because that's a little bit extra and that's like a men's league that has to pay for insurance and all that, right? It's different. But like these are small things that refs pay attention to all the time. It's not hard to do. Right. Even at a men's league Div 6 in Victoria type thing. Right. So you're telling me the league can't crack down on just making sure that everyone has one wrap on their stick? Of course they can. Of course they can. It should be focused on. It should be brought up. It's a failure on a safety level. Yeah. Yeah, and the Bruins, they're going to take that series. Florida got their game. Hey, they might do it. They're not going to do it. I don't know what to tell you. If Florida does win this, it's because Tkachuk just turned into Superman. Yeah, took it over. Yeah, and literally got under everyone's skin to the point that they couldn't play. Yeah. Like it's such a thin line that Florida would have to walk because they'd have to basically have Tkachuk give up all of his production to be nothing but a heel for the next 5 games. And they can't walk that. No, I do wonder if maybe the shift in mentality does good for the Panthers. You know, the last couple of years, they've gone into the playoffs as heavy favorites in all their series. In all the series that they've lost, they've been heavy favorites. This time around, it's the other way around. Maybe that does something for them, but I don't think it'll be enough. Nope. Maybe, and honestly, wild card on Alex Lyon. You got a young rookie goalie. Yeah. And he's living for the moment. You see that guy pregame? He's smiling at the camera, goofing off like he's in the mirror at home. Like, yeah, dude. He looks like he's having a great time. Yeah, like I love that Steez. Like he's the reason that they're in the playoffs right now. He's having fun with it. He's not fazed by the bad goal he let in or the bad game he had. Like he knows that he has to be there and he's there for it. And I think, look at this guy. You gotta love it. Yeah. Yeah, like, I don't know. I feel like I have a lot of belief in that kid. There's something in him. I don't know what it is. Right. But I think he could steal this series. I don't. Fair. I would love to see it, though. I would love to see the Bruins go down in round 1. I'm a hopeful. You know, I love a good Cinderella story. Yeah, we do. Okay, let's, the last one is Carolina and the New York Islanders. Honestly, which you want to know something really hilarious first before I'll let you go. Yeah. But we actually didn't have this series in our game notes. That's how boring this series is. Honestly, yeah. I was counting the series as we were like on series 5, and I was like, aren't there They're 8, right? Like 8-8 is 16.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
They've
how
only
this
done
series
10
has been.
Yeah.
Islanders are down 2-zip in the series. The games have been decent. Honestly, they've been less boring than I thought they would be.
Yep.
But there's still not a whole lot to sink your teeth into here.
No. And like this was going to be a nothing burger of a matchup anyways. These are two teams that have literally no chemistry or rivalry whatsoever. Like,
yeah,
two completely different playing styles.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no one on the Carolina roster is going to buy into the game that the Islanders are going to try and drag them into to make it work.
Yeah.
Like,
this is my series that's aging poorly in terms of take-wise. I had the Islanders in 7, and
I think I took the Islanders on this one too.
no, I think you took the Hurricanes.
Did I?
I think you did. Oh, we both took.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's because of the injured core for Carolina with
Right.
they're missing was it Aho and Svech.
They're now missing Svechnikov and I want to say Teravainen.
Yeah.
Teravainen. Yeah. So that's tough. Bo Horvat too. I mean, ouch. No points so far.
No, I mean, I think that's a matter of time for him though. Like,
it is. He's had some dangerous looks.
Yeah, he was playing amazing with this team up until the playoffs. I think that adding in Bavillier, or not Bavillier, who just Barzell, sorry.
Barzell, yeah.
Yeah, like adding in Barzell, like he was a quick fit when he was the only fit. But now that he's not the only fit, they have to find a whole new spot for him.
Even then though, like what does he have? He had 54 points in 49 games in Vancouver, and he dropped down to 16 in his last 30 on the island. That's a rough transition.
Yeah. I mean,
you can say he didn't have Barzell to play with. He didn't have a whole lot to go play with. But did he have anything to play with in Vancouver?
Oh yeah. He had a Petey and a Quinn.
He wasn't playing with Petey.
Was on the power play, was he not?
He was on the power play, yeah.
And a lot of his points were from the power play this season. Like
Yeah,
a
he
lot
was
of those
getting
goals was just that bullshit bumper position.
Tip-ins and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, but like the Islanders don't play a bumper too much.
No.
And that's
They probably should.
They probably should, because when they did play it with him, he looked great. But oftentimes, like they play Lou hockey. They cycle it to the top. They let Anders Lee go and dig around the end boards and shuffle it back up the wall, and then send it back on net, and then shuffle it back up the wall. Like it's very boring umbrella power play hockey.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, I think that series it looks like now this is Carolina's series to lose, but I'm still not really counting the Islanders out yet. This one could still go the distance.
I'm willing to count the Islanders out after a 2-0 slip.
That's fair.
This was one of those things where they had to go out and win one of the first 2 games. They had to plant their feet in and make their presence known so that they could open up that physical game, because your physical game doesn't mean if you're losing by 4 already.
Yeah, that's totally fair.
They'll just
totally fair.
Skate around it and lose the puck because like it's not a big deal. But
my only thing still with the Hurricanes is the depth without those injuries. As this series goes on, is going to get harder for them.
Absolutely. And I mean, like, both of these teams are whiny. They're cranky. Neither one of them. Like, the Islanders aren't getting the calls. The Carolina Hurricanes are getting the calls, but their players are getting hurt. So, like, did the calls make you feel better? Not really. Like,
no doubt.
You're just stuck in this weird sort of like back and forth where everyone's like, it's not fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the playoffs.
Yeah. So last thing we got today, the NHL. Again, yell at the NHL every single week, man. This stupid nameplates that they have above the players' heads, like when playing NHL 23.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Like you can't read their jerseys. Like the name isn't already on the back of the jersey.
Or they do, and they also, it's not like they have like a guy that tells you who has the puck every time the puck goes to someone, right?
Yeah, you know, that'd be silly.
That would be ridiculous. Could you imagine if you had a guy telling you who has the puck along with labels on the player, and then you decided to add another AI digital layer above them?
Like, just take up more ice, why don't you? Just take up more of my screen. Take up more space.
What are you doing? It's the worst. It's the worst.
The NHL just hates neurodivergence. That's it. They're like, f*** your ADHD.
They're just going straight off of TikTok. They're trying to put so much in your face all the time. so you're always engaged.
It doesn't work. It's overwhelming.
No, it doesn't. It's terrible.
I've heard from at least 5 different people that have some sort of clinically diagnosed ADHD and another like 5 others who don't, but are for sure somewhere in that spectrum. It's unwatchable. It's so hard for them to actually focus on the gameplay. When like they had the puck tracker going at the same time that they had the nameplates going, and the AI boards, like the boards at the end of the screen, were malfunctioning, all in the same breath.
Dude, the malfunctions have been so bad.
It made my head hurt watching. Like, I even changed the game, and I have a pretty high tolerance and patience for a lot of shit. But like, dude, I gave up on it.
I don't have any ADHD or anything like that, and it was miserable to look at.
Yeah, it's confusing. It's overbearing. Like
the glitching into the walls. I noticed it so much in that first Dallas Minnesota game. Every single time someone was on those far boards, like they had no legs or an arm would go missing, and the goalie's head is clipped. Like it was the worst. It was terrible.
Yeah, it's a joke, and this is their prime time.
I hate it.
Like, this is the time that you need to get everything right.
Absolutely.
Like, if you're the NHL, you have 82 games to get everything right, and if it doesn't go right, that's fine. You can fix it. Right. But when you hit the playoffs, all eyes are on you. Everyone who doesn't watch hockey for 82 games is now watching. And you look like
Yep.
Through and through. Absolute dog water.
Yep.
There's nothing redeemable about any of the way that this has been broadcast. Half of the streams have been complete ass as well. And don't tell me it's my Wi-Fi. I have that full gig, whatever the hell it's called. Fiber, fiber gig, whatever. Like, I can download a 200 gig video game in like 5 minutes. Like the new COD release, I downloaded it. I was playing with you.
Yeah.
And signed in.
Yeah.
In less than 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Why am I looking at like 16-bit graphics?
I know, dude.
Like, this is ESPN.
Yeah.
Where's the good cameras?
Yeah.
Like,
dude, I can play COD wirelessly without latency. Like that's how good my internet is. And it fucking gets all shitty in here.
Yep.
How?
It lags. You can't even rewind. You can't move. Like, I missed like 30 seconds of something to go and get an Amazon package.
Oh, yeah, you're screwed.
Yeah, came back in. Couldn't rewind it.
Yep, you're screwed.
Couldn't rewind the game at all. Just blue circle of death. Tried 4 times.
I think the part that you're missing about all this, right, is when you want to watch hockey, Sportsnet says, well, but you need to give us money, right? And then you pay them the money and you go, hey, why can't I watch this? And they go, oh, sorry, you already gave us the money. We don't care anymore.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. We were selling the service as is.
As is.
Yeah.
That's like a used car.
Yeah.
God. Okay.
Yeah. So, God, that's just terrible. And I'm sure I could complain about 6 other things that have gone wrong with the app.
But hey, the playoffs are on right now. I'm not letting it get in the way of my good mood. There's hockey to watch.
Absolutely. I'm stoked. I have a bunch of games to watch when I get back from my game today.
That's right. So, thank you very much, guys. It's been a blast. We will be here next week at pretty much the conclusion of a lot of the first round. Can't wait for it.
I'm super stoked. I can't wait to get back in here with you and see how many more of our takes have aged absolutely terribly as more Canadian teams make us look like total assholes.
Exactly.
Yeah, that'll go great. And Tiko over here is going to be going and attending the Vipers game tonight. He's going to be taking some notes. We're going to be following that story a little bit more. The youth 17 through 20 team trying to qualify for men's provincials.
That's right.
Very riveting, very good stuff. He's going to be down there again in person, shaking babies, kissing hands, or whatever you call it.
Exactly. And we're going to have their coach Paul on the podcast next week. We're really excited about that, guys. And that'll be an extra episode, just so you know. We'll still have our full playoff coverage as well.
Yeah, and I'm very much looking forward to that. Make sure you guys tune in. Paul is just a wonderful voice for the community over here in Victoria. He spearheads a lot of the youth programs as far as ice hockey and ball hockey. He's very tied in, very tapped in with everything. The way he sees the game is incredible.
We'll let him tell us all that stuff.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. Thanks for everything. Next week we'll be here. Enjoy the hockey. Keep your head up.
Keep your head up. Boom.
Stick talk. Stick talk. Stick talk. Stick talk. Stick talk. Stick talk. Big time.